Hi everyone, welcome to the training. This is how to have a better body image for men. I'm so excited that you're here today so that I can share with you how you can stop hating what you see in the mirror. So the first place to start is to get clear on what your expectations are for your individual body, okay? What expectations do you have of the way your body should look? So in your mind, I want to ask you, what does an attractive body look like? What is that image that you have in your head? And do you have realistic expectations for yourself? I want to caution you against trying to fit into what society deems as attractive. Because if you use that ruler to measure how attractive you are, you will never feel like enough. Ever. Even if you get down to your goal weight, for example, you're always going to want to lose 5 more pounds or 10 more pounds. It will never feel like enough. If you are using society's standards to deem how good you feel about your body or how worthy you feel, right? That societal ideal for both men and women is unattainable and it's joyless. And that ideal is not what you should be comparing yourself to, right? And I want you guys to start meeting yourselves where you're at right now, instead of pining over a body weight that you used to have in the past or wishing to have a different body in the future. I mean, what if you could embrace the body that you have right now? And you might be repulsed by that idea. And I'm going to kind of share with you and teach you how you could potentially get there in a way that's not so scary. Okay. Because what if you could meet yourself where you're at in the current, in the present, and start showing yourself more respect? Even if you don't like where you are right now, could you at least give yourself the decency to say, I don't like this, but I understand why I got here. If you are dissatisfied with the way that your body looks right now, can you show yourself compassion instead of beating yourself up? I mean, bullying is not a catalyst for change. If you really want a different body, bullying yourself in your mind is not helping you get any closer to that end goal. Okay? And so self-acceptance and growth, you guys, can coexist. In fact, I would argue that true growth can't even begin until you've accepted yourself. Healing cannot start until you reach a place of self-acceptance, and then we can start growing, okay? So self-acceptance doesn't mean resigning to an unhealthy version of yourself. Self-acceptance is actually what will be the catalyst for change and growth. And maybe, if you can start to frame it in a way where you're like, okay, I arrived at the body that I have today by surviving. So sometimes surviving looks like too many cookies. It looks like an extra large order of French fries. Sometimes coping with stress, loneliness, anxiety, depression, mental illness, grief, loss. Sometimes coping with those things leads to not moving our bodies, leads to foods that make us feel sluggish. Okay. And so even with all of that, you're here. I mean, you were coping and your amazing body kept you alive. I mean, if that doesn't make you grateful for your body, I'm getting emotional just thinking about that. How incredible it is that our bodies have gone through so much and yet they've healed and they're still here. And that is something worth celebrating. You guys, it is extremely disrespectful to your body to bash it in your mind. You don't deserve to live and not negative headspace mentally, and your body doesn't deserve to be thought about or talked about like that. Your body has worked its butt off to get you to this point. So instead of hating what you see in the mirror, I'm not saying that you have to love it right now, but could you begin with gratitude and with respect? Okay. I want to share a story with you about a male client I have right now. And this client shared with me in such a beautiful, honest, and vulnerable way about some of the struggles that he faced in the past and, even right now. This client was a former peer, classmate, I guess you would say. We went to college together. And I'll keep him anonymous, of course. But I don't think he'd mind me sharing this because he's just his openness is so inspiring. He is a very open person. But he shared with me some of his body image struggles, and some of the things that he struggled with and wasn't confident in when we were going to college together. And I told him that when we were in college together, like 6, 7, 8 years ago, all I saw was such a friendly, kind, talented young man. And in fact, I thought he was adorable with a great smile. Okay. And I share this story with you to give you some perspective. While you're lost in your head, there's a young woman on campus or at work or at church, or maybe it's your wife or your girlfriend who thinks you're adorable. So don't be your own worst enemy. Extend to yourself the same kindness and compassion that you show others, because you are worthy of that. And, when you lose perspective too, your thoughts stop being realistic. So try to maybe see yourself the way that other people see you. And chances are it's going to be a lot more positive than you think. So when it comes to your self-talk, sometimes what we have to do is rewire some of those thought patterns that you're getting stuck in. And I totally get it. I still get stuck in negative thought patterns. And this very much used to be my life, where I was kind of a victim. I let myself be a victim to my negative thoughts. And through cognitive rewiring now, we get to a point then where it allows us to have more realistic thinking, more helpful thinking, more productive thinking that allows us to move forward and not stay stuck, okay? So the thoughts that are overly negative are dragging you down, and they're not helpful because they're not realistic. And I mean, most of the time, they're extreme. So I like to show kind of like a ruler, some type of scale sometimes that helps my clients to envision what they're doing. So when you are at this extreme, let's say this side of the scale is negative and this is positive. So these are like two extremes, okay? We have like overly negative, overly positive. So a lot of times what we're doing when we're stuck on this loop where we hate our bodies, every single day we look in the mirror and we can't find a single good thing about ourselves, right? So that means we're stuck right here. And I do not expect you to go from here to here. At least not immediately, not without some work. But what I do like to challenge my clients on is maybe there's a middle ground that we haven't explored yet. And that middle ground is a place of neutrality. It's more objective. So if right now some thoughts in your mind are, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I hate the way I look, I'm disgusting, right? You're stuck here. And I don't expect you to be like, I'm obsessed with myself. I'm obsessed with my body. My body looks amazing. Like, I don't expect you to go over the top, but maybe we could come here. And neutral oftentimes looks more like respect. On this side might be love, and you can get there, but let's start here. At least tip the scale this way and move a little bit closer to the center, and then we can go the other half of the way, So I'm always trying to encourage my clients toward a reasonable place of balance, because I see them having done such extreme things to manipulate their bodies, going on fasts, juice cleanses, trying diets that ask them to cut out carbohydrates, trying diets that ask you to eat less than 1,200 calories a day. These are extreme, unsustainable, and also like not effective at all, which is, I have a lot of other trainings on that. But I aim to move them away from that extreme place where they think they need to do that. And we get to a place of balance. Because true wellness, you guys, true wellness does not exist here or here. It really doesn't exist in extremes. True wellness is balance. You see? Peace and contentment in your body and in your life come from a place of balance. That's, and a place of authenticity, right? Because if I asked you to go all the way over here, when you're stuck here, that's going to be very disingenuous for you. That's not going to feel like it fits. So I want you to find something that feels like you, that feels meaningful, that feels authentic. Okay? Not anyone else's version of what you should be doing in your life. So one thing that helps my clients to have a better body image than they've ever had is we restore their balance by implementing very meaningful self-care routines that help them to embrace a life where they take care of themselves in such a loving way, and they start to craft a life of deep meaning where their self-worth, you guys, is not tied to their weight. Never. Their self-worth is not tied to their physical body. They start to internalize the truth that they are worthy just as they are. And they are respected and they are loved. And from that place, they are empowered and inspired to build an amazing life that fulfills them. And then they can make consistent, healthy choices, consistent choices for their longevity, for their well-being. Because they've arrived at a place where they know that they are respected by others and they respect themselves and they are loved and they are worthy, and feeling that, really internalizing that and embracing that helps them then to eliminate self-sabotaging behaviors, eliminate emotional eating, eliminate binge eating, right? And eliminate a lot of these destructive behaviors because we have fixed their mindset, right? And that is what makes my coaching sustainable. Sustainability is such a huge pillar of my program. I don't just want to give you band-aids, quick fixes to change your behavior. If we're not thinking about the mindset and the thoughts that are underneath those behaviors, you're never going to make a lasting change. Okay? And not everybody's up for that challenge. It takes courage and it takes strength to address the mindset. But if you want to stop living a mediocre life, then you're going to do that work, right? So in health coaching, it's usually, some of these behaviors end up looking like a consistent and an enjoyable exercise routine. They leave my program, they go from not having an exercise routine at all to having one that they love, that they look forward to, that they don't dread, that feels like me time for them, that feels like time where they can fill themselves back up and just enjoy truly living in their bodies, right? I think it's such a shame that so many of us go our entire lives without ever truly getting to know our bodies, feeling at home in our bodies. One thing that really helped me with this is yoga. It's been transformational for me, and so many others, where you can move your body in a way that is free from judgment, and it's free from unrealistic expectations. And it's just so positive and loving, and just kind of as a side note, like yoga is what helps me to maintain a healthy body weight, to maintain my body's natural set weight, a weight that I love to rest at, that my body loves to rest at. But for these and so many reasons, I offer yoga to all of my coaching clients once a week, every single week, because I want the lessons that I'm teaching them to be reinforced in their physical body, where they start to truly understand in a way that they've never understood before how to honor their body's signals and how to recognize what their body is telling them and then act accordingly, and how to be willing to be flexible and adaptable. It's so freeing to be able to move your body in that way, and to be able to train your brain in new ways that allow you to live a more balanced, positive life of true wellness. So, some of these other behaviors, in addition to a consistent exercise routine, some of the other behaviors that allow my clients to heal their body images, they learn how to make nourishing food choices in a revolutionary way. And I teach them how to always feel confident that every choice they make for their individual body is the right one. They become so confident in what they're doing that they start to love what they see in the mirror, because they are so proud of all of these behaviors that they're implementing and everything that they're accomplishing and all the incredible ways that they're filling their time. So I want you guys to know that this lesson comes to you today from the bottom of my heart. And I feel emotional right now. I got emotional preparing for this lesson and throughout this lesson, because it just breaks my heart to think that you're suffering, because you don't need to suffer, and you are worthy and you are loved, and I respect you. And I will show you the compassion that you are not yet able to show yourself. Okay. So before I sign off, I always like to give you guys the opportunity to get in touch with me if you need more support. So if you're in a place where you feel like you're stuck, where your weight or how you feel in your body is dragging you down every single day, I can help you. And with me, you will be safe to share and grow and learn and be loved. And you don't need to be tough, because what helps us connect as humans is a shared willingness to be open and vulnerable. And for what it's worth, I encourage you to be more vulnerable and honest and open and tender with other men and with the women in your life, because for the record, like good women are attracted to this. We don't need more macho men. We need men who embrace the feminine and the masculine, who are open with us so that we can feel safe with each other. Okay. One of my favorite quotes is by Mother Teresa, and it goes, if we have no peace, it's because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. So I'll leave you with that today. If there's anything at all I can do for you, or if you want to learn more about how to participate in coaching with me, feel free to shoot me an email. It's maria@mariascrementi.com. You can also visit my website. It's www.mariascrementi.com, MariaScrementi. So I'm here for you, and I look forward to talking to you.